all, welcome back to one more interesting video from Trido School. This is Shalini Sudarshanam, SEO and Mentorship Specialist at Trido. This video is quite special because as a freelancer, how are you going to find your potential clients? You know your very own skill, you're very good at your skills. Okay, these are the platforms where the business owners, brands will be looking out for freelancers like you. But are they your perfect prospects? No. Or how can you actually approach them? And main thing is like what are the red flags you should actually avoid? It's not like okay, there are 100 business owners waiting for a service like this, you're their perfect match. No and never. The industries vary. Okay, the brand varies. Obviously, their scope varies, their pain point also varies, and finally, they should be providing you a particular resources, and also the budget is a main concern over here. I'm going to give you like few tips on how to find your potential clients, especially through the platforms or through some red flags. So this session is very useful for the freelancers right over here. So please never skip this video. We will just move on to it. Let us start. Can you see over here? How to identify the potential clients for your freelancing services. Right now, just think you're in a stage where you're very well in your skill. So you have mastered one particular skill. As a digital marketer, obviously 4 core skills are there. From SEO, from content, from ads, especially social media ads and also Google ads. Apart from that, obviously you will be providing graphic designing, website designing, performance marketing, or personal branding. These are the services. So you are very good at your service. Now, how you can find? Okay, this is how my client actually looks like. You can create in an imaginary, you can be in your parallel world, you can create your imaginary breakdown of how a client can be. I'm going to give you a gist on how your client can be. Please take a notebook. Please take a notebook. Okay. So please answer the questions right over here. What industry do they belong to? It can be coach, e-commerce, local business, like whom do you want to actually work with? Right? So you want to work with any trainers or like coaches, mentors, any business owners? Please list it down. What is their business size? So startup is different. Solo entrepreneurship is totally different. The growing brand. Third, what are their pain points? It's not like, ma'am, they have just started with their business. I have to give them digital marketing strategies. No. The client itself don't know what is the scope of the project. Obviously, you will never know it. Always make sure what is their initial pain point, whether to get the website traffic or to get the conversions. So what is their primary pain point? So make sure you write it down. Fourth is who is the decision maker. So like whether you will be connecting with the founder or the marketing officers or the sales officers or the social media team. So if you're a graphic designer, obviously you have to connect with the social media team. Correct? If you're a personal branding strategist, obviously you have to connect it with the founder. Right? This is how it works. And finally, do they understand the value of what I offer? It's very important because the budget is very important constraint. Do they just think you like, okay, she's gonna write only 10 word article or 100 word article, that's it, I'm gonna pay for that? No, the value you just provided in the article may pull like 10 to 100 leads. So there is a value behind that 100 word article. Am I right? Please answer to this. So are you okay in selecting this particular industry, in selecting this particular business? Then you just start finding your client. Just like that, you're a graphic designer. All the openings related to graphic designing doesn't suit you. Especially if you're a SEO person, a content person, or ads related person, you should be knowing related to the industry. At least the basics of the industry. So the budget, it's not like I'm a SEO content writer. I can write it for all the verticals, all the domains. I'm into EdTech only. I can create content related to EdTech and that is my specialization over here. What about a SaaS related brand is approaching me? Obviously, I can do a lot of research and it takes time to start building something for the SaaS. So, always go with specialization. If you want to broaden your niche, obviously you can do it, but it takes time. So that is why you always select whatever the industries you want to work with. Okay, if you are very good in that particular industrial research, like market values, like how that industry gonna skyrocket, like what are the trends it gonna like move, then you can broaden a subcategory or sub niche, right? That is how it actually moves. Here I have given an example to make it very clear. If you're a content writer for a wellness brand, so something related to the wellness or like um, health, something related to that, your ideal client could be a mid-sized D2C organic skincare brand. Obviously, looking to boost their blog SEO and product visibility. So, in case of wellness brand or personal care brands, obviously they are selling their products, right? So, you should be knowing, okay, there is a D2C business owner is there who's trying to build a brand using the website and also in Instagram. So, how you gonna get conversions through website traffic or through the product pages? This is how your mind should be. But in case of SaaS, okay, their software tools or products are there, you have to write technical articles. You should be writing some specifications related to the product. It's not like here the product category. Physical product categories will be there. In case of SaaS products, you should be knowing the specifications of a particular software, how it's going to run, what are the compatible platforms. See, it is totally different. That is why a basic knowledge of the industry is very mandatory before you approach for a client. Always make sure you filter it over here. Then you can start finding out who is the prospects. So where are these people? Like, can you just communicate with them? Always start with the filtering, then you can just move on. Okay. Okay. Coming to where to find the clients. Very simple. Always just start with the very nearby ones. Obviously, you can go to Google My Business. If I'm saying a dentist, I want to become a website designer for only for doctors, only for healthcare providers. So what I can do? I can go for like dentist near me. Right? Can you see? Only this particular person is having that too. This is sponsored one. He is having a website. What about the others? Okay, I usually pitch for the persons who are actually ranking in the 5th or the 6th position, so that they will try to push their service in the top 3. So always the top 3 man is mandatory. Correct? So I will see. Can you see? You can always like schedule an appointment. This is pretty good. Can you see it over here? Website is already available. So what about these 2 people? You can pitch. Otherwise, you just go for like 6th position or the 7th position and pitch for your services. Go through what are the things they are like missing out. Here, can you see it over here? So where is the summary? There is no summary over here. Let me just go to this particular sponsor one. This is a dental care. Can you see? There is a description over here, but the 3rd ranking people is missing out the description. Am I right? Obviously, you can propose that. Always take it from the competitors, compare it with the competitors. What is missing? That is your golden ticket to reach out to your prospects. Definitely Google My Business. Now, it's very simple ways. Always reaching out in simple ways actually works. It definitely gonna work. Correct? Coming to the next part. Facebook groups. Facebook groups are like underrated. Try to join in the Facebook groups that are related to digital marketing and also city based. Okay. I have been a part of a particular Facebook group called as Anything Coimbatore, where the people who reside in Coimbatore come up with like different requirements. Okay, let me just try it. Let me just stop, just share once. I'll open my Facebook. I'll show you how people are actually searching for few services. Okay. I think it's Anything Coimbatore only. Let me search it. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, here this is like one of the groups where you can see like 31,000 people are over here. Especially this is a city-based Facebook group. Let me just go over here. Can you see? I'm searching for a digital marketing. All the opportunities that are related to digital marketing is available over here. Need digital marketing for my business. Okay. This is I think few other also got jinxed, I guess. Let me search for one more thing. Digital marketing, yes. Okay, store manager come digital marketing. Okay, here we need someone customized packing bags, something related to the package designing. Okay, need to develop a basic static website. Okay, for an astrologer. They are looking for some digital marketing academic. Okay, you can see maybe this is a UI UX designer. You can see all possible options that is available. Facebook groups, it's not like only you have to be joining in like digital marketing agency groups or digital marketing freelancers group. Some people are missing out here. Please join in groups that are related to your city. Because if you belong to the same city, obviously the closure rate is very, very high. Correct. Next, coming through referrals from your network. It can be from your LinkedIn network. Okay. Or it can be from your friend circle, family circle, anything is fine. From here, the trust factor is really high because they know your personal branding. So if you have already been there in this particular social media platform, obviously you know it. Here I would just go, please be a part of any Instagram groups also, or just follow some Instagram groups like Chennai Freelancers Club. Okay, please attend some networking community meetings and all. Please be a part of conferences, webinar, workshops, seminars. So you would get a very good referrals from the agencies also. Networking is very important. It's not like I know 10 methods of pulling out like leads. It can happen. Who will give the trust factor? So if it is coming through your known circle, obviously you can have a very good success rate in closing that particular deal. Next is like freelance platforms, like you know a lot about the freelance platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, like Toplancer, TopTal. There are n number of freelancer platforms are there. If you want to know more about the freelancer platforms, okay, what you can do is I have written many articles related to the freelancer platforms. Please, everyone, visit this blog website of Trader School. You will get to know more about how to actually get the skills. Where should you be like searching for the prospects or the clients? So you can see skills, how to start a digital marketing business, like what are the steps you have to take in. Here I have just covered all the digital marketing freelance job platforms also. Correct? In case of content writing, what are the scopes available? How to start with a portfolio? Everything is covered along with, okay, if you want to listen to the key points, obviously we have introduced a thing called as podcast. It's very similar to podcast. You call it as a blogcast. A blog plus podcast, you just call it as a blogcast, right? This is how we introduce it. You can just hear to it. It's like very cool. Please listen to it. Okay, and finally through LinkedIn. See, this is how I usually get projects when I was a freelancer also. LinkedIn is kind of a personal branding. Please use appropriate keywords in your headline summary. Can you see? Use keywords like looking for a content writer, need help with SEO. So this is how the clients usually put it. So you should be adding it as like lead generation specialist, SEO content writing specialist. So let me show you one particular thing, how the freelancer's profile should be there. Can you see helping B2B businesses? Can you see it over here? Along with, like, you should be showcasing your case studies rather than putting your certifications part. In case of digital marketing, the case studies matter a lot. Correct? So we'll go for over here. She's an SEO content writer. So she has built a brand in LinkedIn so that many leads are coming to her because of the brand she has built. And also you can see one more person. I think. Okay. She is into like creating storytelling things. Can you see? Shivakami Uma Muthukumar. She is very good in storytelling. You have to showcase yourself. That is what the important thing. Yes, you guys can run ads, but this stays forever. Just come out of that camera fear. Just start projecting, positioning yourself as a highly paid freelancer. That matters a lot. Correct? So what are the platforms you can just find your prospects or the appropriate clients for your businesses? Google My Business, Facebook groups, referrals, freelance platforms, and also run ads, run video ads. Just showcase them like you are a freelancer who are good in so and so services. Like you can create like a particular ROI for a business, either through traffic or through sales or through conversions. Put everything in a proper video format. Just run a video ad also. That is well and good actually. Like everything is fine, correct? I have just given 5 important questions where you can filter to whom should you actually approach. Coming to this particular thing is like where you can find your clients. This is more important. Red flags to avoid in clients. Unrealistic deadlines. It can be through SEO. It can be through ads, like unrealistic conversions. They just give some numbers, whatever random numbers they just say. So these people doesn't know the business part or like how the marketing works. Either you have to educate them or you have to leave. It's not like you just bind with them, you just work in between, you cannot give some results, you're totally unpaid, nothing will work. Next is unclear budget, right? No budget. They will say like, let us start with the project, let us see how it comes, let me start earning, so I'll put a particular share for you. No. Third is vague goals. Okay, they don't have any scope also. They'll say like, one day they'll say like, we'll create strategy. The other day they'll say like, we can run ads. No goals, nothing, will just go by that flow. It won't work. See, it will work if you just do it by yourself. You are just trying to just see which works, which doesn't work. But if you are actually hiring a freelancer, obviously you have to pay for them. If the client is saying all these things, obviously there is zero scope in getting your money. Finally, it's like micromanagers and ghosters. Ghosters are nothing but they will say, yes, okay, we can start working. That's it. They'll just go away. You will start researching. And finally, when you just come up with a document or something, that's it. No reply. You will send the document. Obviously, they can utilize the document for sure. Correct? Micromanaging, even before you start with the projects, they'll just start, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Keep on micromanaging things. It's not, I'm saying it is a complete red flag. But you have to just put a mark over here. This is what the standard. Okay. Please just available for a certain time. A timeline should be there where you are available for a client. It's not like 24/7. Make sure you stick it very easily. So an approval is needed from the client through mail. Terms and conditions need to be signed. Budget needs to be very clear. Scope very clear. In between, if there is an increase in scope, obviously you should be just provided with an extra money. Correct? Make sure everything is over there. And finally, I just want to give you some tips on the inbound leads and the outbound leads. You are searching for the leads, right? You are approaching them. Then you call it as an outbound leads, where inbound leads are nothing but people find you. Say either through your content on LinkedIn or Instagram. Because they know you, they know your content, how your work is. They already trust you, easier to close. but it takes time to build that presence, which you call it as a personal branding. Right? Personal branding is very hard to create, but after that, the inbound leads will start come pouring in based on how you project your content, everything. Correct? It can be either through your profiles or through your blog or through your website. Correct? Coming to the outbound leads, like you will be reaching out to them through cold emails, DMs, messengers. Here, more control is there on your side. You can do like you can try to call 100 people in a single day. It is done in a very fast method. But what happens? You need a strong pitch and follow up system. So it's not like every client will say yes or no in the single call itself. No. You have to do like 1 or 2 follow ups to find the real situation over there. Correct? So, like both you have to do it. It's not like only inbound lead is best. I will do personal branding and I'll set. No. You have to try with the both. A mix and match is very good. Balance both. Go with inbound and also go with the outbound. Correct? And finally, how you can actually help the client. What you should provide to them. Say he is having a poor social media presence. Offer him social media management. You should know what to offer to him. Like, even though you are working with the boutique owners, it's not like all the boutique owners will be having the same pain point. One will be related to the raw material sourcing, there will be some problem. One will be related to the personal branding. One will be related to like some other design issues, right? So each and every brand is different when it comes under the same category itself. So make sure, check out the pain point and just customize a solution. Okay. When the website has 0 blogs, obviously you pitch for blog content. When they are running ads, but there is no conversion. What is missing? The landing page is very, very poor, because looking at the landing page only people will enroll. Correct? If it is for either for coaches or like whatever maybe. And good product but low engagement. They have a good product but no one is engaging in their social media platforms. So you have to suggest them some content strategy along with influencer user generated content. See, the business may be same, they come under the same category, but see, different solutions are there. If you're a graphic designer, if you're a SEO, if you're a performance marketer, you can work with one particular category like clothing, food, but the pain points in each and every business are different. Always filter it, then reach out using the outbound lead system and also create personal brand. This is very, very important. And then provide a positive signal to the client, which is required by them. Okay. Thank you for this particular video. See you in the next session.